In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, we the human beings are always looking for the people to make the relationship with, to do the business with. We people are always dependent upon other people up to great extent, and if at all, even when we are not interacting, when with the other people, when nobody is in front of us, even then we are found thinking about the other people one way or the other way. It includes our family members, our friends, our business people, and the rest of the people as well. It is the people, and always with the people. So we need to know how to interact successfully, and how to interact wisely with the other people, because if at all we are unable to do that in an intelligent manner, let me tell you that this is going to become quite a counterproductive one, and we might not be able to bear the toxicity, the poison in it. Some of the people are really poisonous and toxic, but we shouldn't jump to a conclusion whether this person is a toxic or a poisonous person. We should not jump to a conclusion at all. We need to become patient, and we need to keep observing the people with a lot of patience, and then only we should be able to reach a kind of right conclusion, where without bias, without prejudice, and without jumping to the conclusion. One thing with the toxicity of the people, I think if at all once we do reach a conclusion about someone else, that this person is a toxic one, is a poisonous one, is a highly prejudiced one, is a highly negative thinker, then what we need to do is many of the people will start fighting, will start challenging, and will start competing with these people, which is absolutely nonsense, which is absolutely unwise, and which is going to hurt us a lot. So for that reason we don't need to engage with those people, and not at all. Because if at all we do get engaged, if at all we do get busy with these people, this actually mean that we are stoking, that we are adding fuel to the fire. This actually mean that we are putting ourselves into a great trouble, because the other person might be having lot of toxicity, lot of negativity, and lot of poison in the mind and thoughts of theirs. So for that reason it is a far better and far better conclusion, it is a far better and far better policy to stay away from those people, to get disengaged with those people, and to ignore those people. I read it in the laws of power that know the person you are dealing with, and don't mess up with the wrong people. Know the person you are avoid the mean person, avoid making them your personal enemy, because once someone else become our personal enemy, what is going to happen then? I think so they might be having huge amount and huge reservoir of the negativity, of the poison, of the toxicity, which is going to hurt us, and which is going to hurt us a lot. We will not be having that much of negativity and toxicity. But if at all we do start creating, if at all we do focus and concentrate upon creating such a big amount of negativity and poison, what is going to happen then? It is going to destroy us. We will be hurting those people, we will be hurting that particular person, and that particular person will be hurting us much much more than what we have done. I think it is never going to end. It will keep going. It will keep going with an upward spiral which is quite destructive. The whole of our life will be destroyed in this manner. We don't need to do that. Rather, what we need to do is that we need to ignore them, because ignoring them is best revenge. Nothing is as good as ignoring somebody who is negative and toxic, because if at all we do get engaged with these people, it is like making them a successful person, because they can succeed only by becoming our competitor in the negativity, in the toxicity, in the poison. We must avoid it, because unless and until we don't do that, we will be hurting a lot. To whom? To we ourselves, and we will become our own worst enemy. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, the other thing which is equally important or even more important, this thing is that we need to learn a lot, no matter what are the intentions behind what the people are found doing, no matter what are the intentions and what are the motives of what they are saying about us, either in our presence or in our absence. There is one thing, and this one thing is we can learn, and we can learn a lot out of it. We can examine ourselves by keeping those allegations in front of us. We can examine ourselves. We can do a kind of introspection, and this introspection is going to help us a lot in becoming even a better person. We need to become more and more better person, and if at all we are not improving ourselves, if at all we are not developing ourselves as a person, as a human being, if at all we are not building our character, if at all we are not trying to remove and to eradicate the kind of bad habits, the kind of bad attitude, the kind of bad perceptions we people are having, I think if at all we are not very much attentive, if at all we are not very much receptive, if at all we are not very much cautious about all of these things, what is going to happen then? Because these things are not anyway lesser than the diseases, because these things are not anyway lesser than the melodies. We need to avoid these melodies. We need to avoid these diseases, and we need to avoid all of this dirt and all of this filth, because having a kind of demerits, because having a kind of bad qualities, because of having a kind of worst habits, because of having a nonsense attitude, all of this is like is are like diseases, and not anyway different than the diseases. We need to protect ourselves, and for all that, if at all somebody is found blaming us, if at all somebody is found putting the wrong and the false allegation, if at all somebody is accusing us, I think on the one hand, as and when the time arrives, we need to make the explanation that I am not, alhamdulillah, engaged with any of those things at all. On the other hand, we need to do a kind of soul searching. This soul searching attitude will make us a victorious person. This soul searching attitude will actually protect us from becoming a failure. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan, dear friends and fellows abroad, I think so. This is the kind of attitude we need to adopt. Once somebody becomes negative, once somebody becomes toxic toward us, no matter what their intentions are, no matter what their motives are, even if they do have the ulterior ulterior motives, yet we can seek the benefit, yet we can take the advantage of it, which we desperately need to do that, because this is the attitude, because this is the style, because this is the pattern of the winner. And we do have to become a winner, we do have to become a successful person, we do have to become a happier person, we do have to become a strong human being. Unless and until we are a strong human being, let me tell you, and let me tell you with enough amount of confidence, that we cannot live honorably here in this world. We cannot protect our self esteem, we cannot protect ourselves, we cannot defend ourselves. We need to become a strong human being, and to become a strong human being, we don't necessarily need to fight other people. Rather, we need to refine ourselves, rather we need to develop the patience, rather we need to become a kind of resistant human being. Resistance towards what? Resistance toward the criticism, resistance towards the opposition, resistance toward the enmity and the hostility of the other people, without getting engaged with them, without encouraging them. Because if at all we people are getting engaged with those people, if at all we start fighting, this is not any way lesser than encouraging them. We don't have to encourage them at all, we do have to discourage by ignoring them. And also, because ignoring is the best revenge. Thank you. Jazakumullah khair.